Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back to do another video and analysis of the Steelers Week 3 24-20 loss to the San Francisco 49ers. I wasn't planning on doing a video right now. I was watching the end of the 49ers game, going through my last little bit of notes. I was going to do a video on a different topic tomorrow, but I watched this one play, which we'll see in the next clip here, and it just really infuriates me. And as you can probably tell by the title here, this particular blame goes on Randy Fichtner, the offensive coordinator. No, all of the offense's woes do not fall on him. There are schematic problems. There are player execution problems. There are just bad luck when you lose your quarterback like you haven't been Roethlisberger. But, man, this stuff burns me up. This is a 3rd and 7 play, start of the fourth quarter. Steelers so bad on possession downs. I know you're trying to get yards here, but what does Fichtner call this little fake, bubble seam play? And it's worked before, and it's a good play to use on 1st and 10. After you set it up, you run this screen early here to Washington, then you fake it later, and you hit it down the seam. They did it to Juju in week 1 for 26 yards. Done it in the past. Ladarius Green caught a touchdown pass off this against the Giants several years ago, so I like the concept in general. But this is 3rd and 7. No one cares about throwing the screen to James Washington. Again, you see Rudolph fake it here, pump it, and then he wants to hit the seam to Juju. The defense isn't biting on Washington. They don't care. It's 3rd and 7. Throw the screen. Let them. Fine. We'll tackle the catch. We'll get off the field. That's what the defense is saying here. So no one bites on it. You want to go to Juju. He's covered. Now Rudolph's going to go back to Washington. And this is what it turns into. Washington with some good effort here. But again, defense will rally, tackle the catch, get off the field. What's the point of this play call? How are you putting yourself in position to succeed here? What defense are you fooling? I mean, 8th graders? It's insane. So we'll look at the end zone angle here. There's the fake. He wants to go to the seam. He knows it's not there. Unless this is truly by design, where it's faking the fake, where you're faking like you're going to throw to Juju, then you throw back to Washington. But again, why are you running this bubble screen on 3rd and 7? Defense isn't fooled by any of this. This is nothing. This is just wasting Rudolph's time, and it's wasting the opportunity to pick up a 1st down. So you fake this bubble to Washington, act like you want to go to Juju. It seems like Rudolph really wants to go to Juju. Knows defense has not taken the cheese at all, and so Washington, knowing he has no other option, goes to Washington on the right side and hopes you can get some yak out of it. But you just got no chance. I mean, who are you fooling with this fake on 3rd and 7? And there was a 3rd and 6 early in the game, I think on the 2nd drive of the game, when they ran play action. They faked the handoff to Connor. Who are you fooling there? Nobody. I mean, this deception is nothing. You want to look at deception, watch the 49ers offense. That is a great offensive misdirection and deception and getting you off balance. Pittsburgh, no, this is nonsense. So again, just look at it one more time here. What's the point? Who are you fooling? Not there. Check it down. Punt. 4th and 1 punt. But that one, okay, fine. Not a good play call, but fine, I can live with that. Here's the one that really burned me up and made me want to do a video on this one. Last drive of the game, 2nd and 10. Look at the score here. Steelers down. This gets all fuzzy sometimes, but you get the point. Minute 1 left, 2nd and 10. You got to get some chunk play. You got to get some big yards. Defense is just saying, we're up by 4. Don't get beat deep. That's the mentality of any defense in this situation. So what does Fichtner call? Calls the same fake bubble play. Who are you fooling? What defense is going to be fooled? Let them throw it to Washington. I don't care. It's a minute left. They got 1 timeout. They got to go 81 yards or 79 yards, whatever the math is. Who are you fooling? So, of course, the defense just says, okay, we're not going to bite on the little bubble screen here to James Washington. There's the fake, like he wants to hit Juju deep down the seam. Hoping, banking on a defender bites on this that opens up Juju. But again, defense is just playing don't get beat deep here. Throw it, we'll tackle the catch. You'll have to either burn a timeout or waste a lot of clock, or you'll go out of bounds and pick up 4 or 5 yards, and that's fine. 2nd and 10, we don't care. So now there's nothing there. Once that busts and the defense covers this, there's just nothing else available, because the whole play is banking on the defense biting here and hitting Juju. So now Rudolph has to just scramble, pick up 7 yards. I think the Steelers had to use a timeout here. So they've wasted their final timeout to pick up 7 yards on a terrible play call to begin with. This wasn't even a good call that gave yourself a chance. Just wasting a timeout. Just burning a hole in your pocket. So again, just a top-down view here. I mean, what's the design here? Who are you trying to fool? I mean, again, you have to play against the worst defense in football for them to really bite on that. The fake. Nobody's fooled. We're just going to carry it. And then the flat defender just ended up passing that off and coming down to Washington anyway. You still have the corner and the safety over the top because they're just playing again. Don't get beat deep. They're in a quarters defense. So what's the idea here from Randy Fichtner? I mean, what's the play call? What's the incentive? What is going to compel the defense to bite on this? Again, if it's 1st and 10, let's say you run this first drive of the game, maybe first play of the game has happened before. You're running this to Washington, you hit it with the screen, and then you run, same formation, same area of the field, the next quarter, next half, and it's 1st and 10. You want to run this and then hit Juju. That can work, and it has worked. It's not a bad play by design. But the timing of it, being a good coordinator is designing good plays, but knowing when to employ them. Fichtner has no idea what's going on here. Just really, really bad. Just not putting players in position to win. This play has no chance. Defense is not going to be fooled by it. They're going to let you throw the underneath play. They're not going to get beat over the top. Just really terrible stuff from Fichtner on this play. Again, not all the blame goes on him for this one. There are a half dozen plays I can show you where it's player problems, not scheme problems, and I thought Fichtner had a good design and good play call on Juju's 76-yard touchdown, and a nice levels concept to work all 3 levels of the field, get Juju isolated one-on-one. He made the play after the catch, but just stuff like this. This is just rookie. I mean, this is just terrible play call. It's a terrible time to try to call this one, and you should know it has no chance of working, because unless you're just playing the lowest IQ defense in football, they're not going to bite on the screen here to Washington, and Juju's going to be covered like he is, and the play's a bust at that point. You get 7 yards, you burn a timeout, and the game's essentially over at that point. It's a 3rd down. You got 70 yards to go. It's just a mess. So that was just frustrating. I don't usually get too worked up about this stuff, but I watched this the first time through. I saw the play call, and I went, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the call. This is the last drive. You got to have your best play calls, the most successful ones. And I know the playbook's probably more limited because you have Rudolph in his first start, but there are infinitely better play calls. And there's almost any other call you could, signal in would be better than trying to fool the defense on a fake screen with a minute left, 80 yards to go, and the defense, not just having to avoid not giving up a touchdown to win this game. They can give up 10 yards and waste 50 seconds, or give up 10 yards and force the Steelers to burn their final timeout. That's fine. That's a win for the defense. So I'm just going to stop it here. Fichtner just really bad, really unimpressive, and hopefully it gets better. It needs to get better. This offense needs a good offensive coordinator right now. The talent's not there. And right now, they're not getting it. So thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know your comments below, whether you're watching on YouTube, Steelers Depot, or follow me on Twitter at Alex_Kozora. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.